Hello everyone, welcome to your PD and this is Shubha. So this video is for all the ones who are preparing for Coal India Limited examination. Now talking about the notification, the advertisement has been out that there are 660 vacancies for the position of MT in CIL. A good number of vacancies. Now talking about English portion in the CIL examination, that is huge. 25 marks for English. Great one, good one, and the level of English is also easy to moderate, so that it is very easy for you to crack the examination too. Just you need to understand basic concepts, basic you can say rules, and you can easily score 25 out of 25. Even if your background, if you're not very vocal in English, you're not good in English, it's not very difficult. Obviously in technical, if you have to prepare 25 marks, you can say portion, you need to understand and study a lot of projects and lots of, you can say, long topics, long subjects are there. But in English, if I wanna count it out, and I'll give you some of the analysis, there is a separate video of analysis which I already drew, that what are the most important topics from which CIL has asked a lot of questions. 25 marks, 12 to 13 marks and average is there for vocabulary, spellings, RCs, jumbled, right? These are the hot topics and they have been coming number of times. What is the change in 2025? Now this time through this video, I'm going to solve the PYQ which was conducted just last year. 2025 environment branch was there. So the level is very easy. Second thing, the new thing which they have added is the fill in the blanks came, but they came in the closed test also. Closed test means when 3 or 4 or 5 questions are there, they are in a single paragraph is given. You have to understand the context of the paragraph and you have to fill the blanks, right? It is contextual based. Otherwise, the questions are very much a number that you will see the level on your own, that they're very easy. The topics are more or less similar only, not a problem in the topics. I give you the analysis that already I have taken. I've recorded a video of analysis of 2017, then it was 20, then it was 22, and now it is 25. All the important topics here remain wholly the same only. So yeah, just make up your mind that yes, you have to start your preparation of very rightful direction. The class is already going on. The basic parts of grammar, that is the basic parts of speech. First, your portion should be that you make it strong. Once you're done with this, start with your RCs, jumbled vocabulary portion. Second phase, we are on the first phase, second phase. And the last is where you draw yourself with lots of questions, everyday test and practices there. Also, I keep on sending a lot of documents in the free WhatsApp group. Please check the documents properly. Try to practice the questions. Then only we can plan and score together a good number in our examination. Let's get started to discuss the first question of the PYQ which was conducted on 29th March 2025. This is CILMT Environment Branch. Okay. The first question is you have to go with the vocabulary now. Select the most appropriate antonym. Antonym means you have to find the opposite of it, right? Opposite word. Of the underlined word in the given sentence, the deserted streets brought about amorous feelings into our mind. First, you need to understand what is amorous. See, morose means gloomy, right? Something that is sad, something that is not in a happy state. That is the meaning of the word amorous, right? So something morose. Morose means something that is gloomy, something that is sad, something that is in a very negative side. So it is a negative word. If it is a negative word, what should be the meaning? Meaning should be opposite of it. Now, if you can see, there are 4 options, right? One is happy, sympathetic, deceased, and halting, right? Halting means halt. That is when you stop something, right? When you put a stoppage towards it, not linked. Sympathetic is when you're being nice to someone. It is not about sympathetic right now. Amorous is gloomy, state of sadness, state of depressed, right? That is state of unhappiness. Next is deceased. Obviously, deceased also does not match with this because it matters like something about a physical illness. So happy is the most relevant and related word where we can match it with the antonym of amorous. Happy is the answer. Only one word is linked. For that, you need to understand that when you are revising it out, you have to learn the vocabulary of all the 5 words. Not one word, all the 5 words. And I hope it is clear. Happy, khush hona, deceased, when it's a state of physical illness. Sympathetic, when you try to think about others, there is a words like empathy, sympathy, apathy. Clear with these 3 words? Halting, stoppage is there. And amorous, state of feeling is sadness or gloomy is there. First question, done. Let's go with the second one. This type of questions have been repeated like anything this time, okay? In 2025, I've seen that Lot of questions from one single concept has been there. And the concept is, if you have a statement, right, and there is a punctuation over there, comma is there. Now the first situation is a negative. The sentence is a negative. Whenever you ask a question in, if the statement is negative, you will ask the question in a positive way. If the question is or the statement is positive, you will ask the question in a negative way. You just have to check the helping verb. He has not been here before, right? What is a helping verb? Has. Let's go with the has only. Not is there, na? It will be has, he. Check it out. Which one has it? Only I think there is one option which has it, and that is D option. You just have to identify what the helping verb, and you have to put, if it is not, the question is in positive. If it is positive, the question is in negative. That is a rule, that is a concept you need to understand. Second goes only one answer, that is D option. Third is select the most appropriate idiom that can substitute the underlined segment in the given sentence. Okay, so this is also a vocabulary word. Despite being criticized by everyone. Now, when it is criticized, some uski burai kar rahe hain, everyone is just talking very bad about the person. Tom stood his ground and defended his decision. He stood and he defended, right? Now, we have a bitter pill to swallow. It refers to any act that is unpleasant but must be accepted. Obviously, it's a negative one only, but it's an act that is negative, but it is to be accepted only. Then we have is a piece of cake, very normal, you can say something that is very easy. For the people, I would say, if you learn English consistently, English is just a piece of cake. Nothing hard is there. Obviously, you need to revise some rules, certain regulations. So something that is easy for you, that is a piece of cake for you, right? So that is piece of cake, not linked with it, not linked with it. We are left with two, that is a storm in a teacup. A storm in a teacup means, refers to a situation where people get very angry about something unimportant, right? It is teacup means that is something that is not very important and the people are getting angry over a very normal situations. That is a storm in a teacup. Not linked with it, because now we are talking about someone who is getting criticized by everyone, right? So it is a bone of contention. That is any of the topic that causes a big argument, criticism in nature, that is called as a bone of contention, right? So this is something that you need to understand. This is the answer over there. So despite being criticized by everyone was speaking so ill about it, that is a bone of contention, something that is very bad in state. It is not a piece of cake, not something that is easy. Storm in a teacup, something that is, we fight over very silly arguments sometimes. So that is a storm in a teacup. And a bitter pill to swallow, something that is, you don't like it, but you accept it because maybe that's good for you. So that is a bitter pill to swallow. Now, same way, fourth question, just read it. You have to put a question tag to the fill in the blank. What do you have to check? The helping verb. It is a negative. What will be the answer? Have will be the answer. And with this, no negative will be there. Have you will be the answer. Would is not there. Will is not there. Had is not there. Have you is the answer. Fourth is also done. Easy peasy, nothing difficult now. This is a piece of cake if you learn the concept. Okay. Now, fifth is where the spellings are there and you are being given incorrect spellings over here, right? So what you have to understand is that the philanthropist, benevolence and magnanimity. Now, these are the words only. Benevolence is there, philanthropist is there, magnanimity is there, right? Contributed to the establishment of, then the other word is alleviating poverty. Okay, so these are the words, and for that obviously there is a list of spellings also that is there on the panel. You can just go through the document and all the important spellings have already been mentioned, right? Here I will say now the words like which is incorrectly spelled. If I talk about philanthropist, Philantropist, pretty normal, all okay spelling, nothing wrong in it. Philanthropist is fine. Then we have alleviation, reducing, right? Alleviate, Alleviate, it's completely fine. Magnanimity, magnanimous, huge something, magnanimity is also fine, nothing problem in it. The only word which we have the problem is benevolence. Okay, benevolent. Now, philanthropist, benevolence is when you help others, right? Like when you're kind to someone, when you're helping someone. So this is a word which is wrongly spelled here. If you check it out, it is written over here, it's fine, okay? This was the word over there. it was given was benevolence. This was given in the paper. I've deliberately written it right to make you learn that what was the topic and how you can just learn the spellings along with me. It's benevolence, right? Benevolence is philanthropist also help someone. Benevolent is also who is very kind to other people. So it's BENE, VOLENCE. These are the correct spellings. You can just go through and check the spellings. Nothing extra you have to see. Okay, just revise the spellings once. Sixth question is where we have to choose the word which is closest in meaning to the underlined word. So obviously it's a vocab only and you have to find the synonym of it. That is the word which matches with it, right? So that is synonym. Bengaluru has a salubrious climate to live in. Now first you need to understand sometimes you can say the way it is clear. Okay, now you already know that Bengaluru has a very good climate. You know that thing also. Even if you don't know the meaning, you can understand it's a moderate climate, never harsh, never too you can say cold or something. So it's a normal climate, right? So now you can say it out as, can the climate be hectic? It can never be. Climate can never be hectic. Climate can never be luxurious. Okay, I can go for unpredictable, but it does not have, like, it is suddenly changing. No, it is pleasant. So pleasant is something we call it out as something that is favorable for your health. So it is healthful climate, something that is good for you, or play, or you can say something that is advantage, not anything harsh is there. So the answer is sixth A option is answer. Let's go with the seventh one now. Select the most appropriate option to fill in the blank. Okay, her dash. Now this is even content based fill in the blank, context based actually. Like what is the context? What is the statement talking about? That is what we have to understand. Okay. Now her dash manner of speaking made it difficult for people to understand true feelings. Now what manner will be there that they are not able to understand what the person is speaking? Only in the way, like if I am candid, if I am clear in my expressions, you can understand it. So that is something very contradictory. Okay. Then we have ambiguous. You should be learning this meaning is ambiguous means whenever we speak and our words have double meaning. One is a hidden meaning, another is a surface meaning of it. So whenever I speak, if I speak in double meanings, you won't be understanding like what she actually wants to point out. Then you will have some kind of a confusion. So that is ambiguous is the answer over there. Then we have forthright, and then we have the other word that is also called as your effusive. Effusive also when you express feelings of gratitude, pleasure in a very understated, like you're very clear and you're very vocal and thankful to the person. And even I'll say forthright, it is also very direct and spoken. Like if your feelings are direct to someone, the people can understand you. So this is not matching. This is not matching. This is also like appreciating for something of a helping person or something, some positive words. So it, the only which is a negative or which matches with the context is ambiguous. So we have the seventh one as D option. And the next we have is one word substitution. So a statement is given and we have to choose one word that actually fits over here, right? The main character in a literary work who faces conflict and drives the story. So he's a main character in a story, right? So the leading character, see, we have multiple characters in a story. Narrator is there, he tells a story. While protagonist can be a narrator, the narrator is not always the main character. You have to understand this thing. Narrator is not always the main character. He narrates a story. That is pretty fine. Antagonist, you know that. Antagonist is something who is anti, or you can say the opposite, who actively opposes the protagonist, right? And confidant is a supporting character in whom protagonist trust, or there's always a person like a best friend of the main hero, right? So you will say that protagonist is a main character. That is a main character. Confidant is friend of protagonist whom the protagonist trusts, and antagonist is opposite of it. Narrator is also like an important, he narrates a story, but they are the same ones. That's not important in every case. Okay, so answer is C option. Next we have is antonym. Okay, so you have to find what a deceitful man. Okay, I'm happy that is behind the bars now. So what a deceitful, like is someone who cheated you, that is deceiving, right? So if someone is cheating you, you have to find the opposite of it. Now fortunate is who is lucky, happy-go-lucky person. Tasteful cannot be for a man over there, right? Tasteful is, I will say it out in a way where I would say that he appreciates, he is like having good aesthetic judgment. Like some people are there and go over in a nature or something, they enjoy over there, like wow, what a beautiful climate, or they have an aesthetic sense to judge the beauty of the nature or the paintings or something. They're very tasteful in nature, like they have a brilliant aesthetic to understand what is going around them. That is tasteful. Okay, so that cannot be there over here, because you don't criticize such persons. Okay, deceased, obviously he has some kind of a physical illness or something, not related. The only word which is opposite of it is honest. These are opposite. Now, what a deceitful, what a man who cheats us. I'm happy he's behind the bars. I want to find the antonym. The word is honest over here. Now, the next is again spelling question is there. Okay. So you have to find what is a word. Okay. Now let's check it out. There are 4 options you have to understand. And every time I'm giving you one of the spellings, you need to learn the spellings, write the spellings in your notebooks, because it's actually going to help you a lot. Okay. Now, the very first word is, if I go with, while the historic building acquired significant maintenance. Maintenance spelling is maintenance. Okay, so it's right. See, all the words are written over here are correct. Just for your understanding, this word was written wrong in the paper. Okay, so in the paper it had a wrong one, but right now it's written right over here. Perceive, receive, they always have the words like RECEIVE. Perceive, PERCEIVE. So don't get confused between EI. Okay, people do get confused. Accommodate, double C, double M, important. You have to revise it. And gorgeous, GORGEOUS. It's very fine. All the 4 words, just revise it. Okay. 11th is when you have to find again the question tag, guys. Multiple questions from the question tag only. She isn't your sister. Now it is a negative. I have to find a positive one. Is, and then it will be she. Is, and then it is she. These 2 are the answers. Okay. B option. Now it is 12th one. You have to find the jumbled order. That is, jumbled sentences are there. 4 options are there with us. Now, whenever they are jumbled, now see, there are list of, you can say, exercises also, which I have mentioned that you have to watch. Okay. So here it is the results. See, results cannot be at the start. You know that. Okay. Aim can be at the start. You need to understand. If I don't get, I will find the nouns. I'll find the noun. If the noun statement does not matches, then I have to put it as second. Now find it out. Researchers conducted a year-long study involving over 500 students. Even this can be. Okay. Out of 2 and 3, the noun should be there, because it is also finding. So study aim to evaluate the impact of digital learnings on education. It is about education, and then researchers conducted. See, the very first is aim, and then they conducted. What is being conducted, right? And then it is what are the findings, and it is these findings suggest the integrated can be beneficial, and the results show significant academic improvements. Okay, then comes, see, when you aim it, you conduct the experiment. Experiment is conducted. Then you find the result. And once the result is found, you finally suggest what are the reasons. That is the way it is worked now. First, you go with any of an experiment. You aim the experiment. Then you perform it. Then you find what are the results. And then you provide the suggestions. So this jumbled words was based on the contextual approach only. You have to just figure out what are the main things that you have to list out in this domain. Okay. Now the 13th is, again a question tag is there. The weather is not nice today. Is not. So the opposite is it. See, if it is negative, it will be positive. You are not coming to the party. You are not. Are not. It will be are you. That's it. D option. These are way easy, and you see this has been the first time in 2025 only. Question tags came, and that too in a huge number. And this question tag, if you see, ma'am, have we done this rule in our classes? Once we complete the parts of speech, there is my another video and on the panel where I always refer to 101 rules. Particularly, I give 100 rules to students. This has been the rule number, I think, in the last 95 to 100, which are very important rules. And this is one of them, maybe 96 or 97th rule, right? And see, lots of questions from one particular rule, and you get 5 to 6 questions. Straight marks, nothing wrong in it. Just a minor practice, guys, and you get so easy questions. Again, we have jumbled only, and you have to understand the same way. In this, S1 and X6 are fixed. Okay, S6 is fixed. You don't have S1 over here. I need to check it. Then maybe the question is not typed properly. Okay, the question is not typed properly. So the starting was related to machineries like a snake hole, which may contain from 1 to 100 snakes. Okay, so it's like about snake hole or nesty. No, no, no. This is not the question. I think we don't have this question then. Maybe there is some kind of a problem in this question then, guys. I think we need to check it. So this is not complete one. But this, I think, yeah, okay. So see, how much I remember, it was about the snake, this question, right? I cannot get a single point. If I just, let's solve it without the heading. If I just knew the heading a bit, if when I solve the questions were, like it's a snake hole which may contain 1 to 100 snakes. Okay, it was about 1 to 100 snakes, maybe, about a snake hole. That was a fixed one. Okay, that was a S1, which is not printed over here, so I'm correcting it out. There was a error, the typing error in this question, so you can check it. So snake hole is there, and it can say like some kind of a snakes are there. That was the question. Okay, now you referred it out. That was a machinery. There was a machinery word over there. That is what I want to point out. Now the word machinery, you have to repeat it. Whenever you find some kind of a fixed statement, now why I was looking for this statement, when you have a fixed statement over there, in the second sentence, you have to repeat that word. That word repetition is required. Then only it can be good. So repetition is where you have machinery. And even if I don't find it out over there, this would always be the start. See, it's going to start with B option. So means the answer would be either A or it will be either B. Okay. So that is the way it is going to work. So it will be machinery. Where there's a machinery, there are large cities. And then we have to talk about cities, guys. So if it is cities, there it is cities. Now see, B के बाद D आएगा. B के बाद D आया, B के बाद D आया. Okay. Now with the last, there are cars, buses, electric runs. And honesty physicians will tell you that where artificial locomotion have increased, the health of people have suffered. Okay, now this is traveling partner. This is locomotion one. Okay, so there is no locomotion. English variants on both things. This is there. So B, D, A, and C is there. B, D, A, C, or okay. Let me check it again. Indian villages is there. English do not boast of any of the things. Honesty, finish. Okay, honesty will tell you where the means of this have increased the health of people. Now I have to check the last line. See, I could portray it, but I have to check the last lines. I cannot recall a single good print in connection with the machineries. So, okay, then this cannot be. Now, if I had done it without checking the last line, my answer would be this one. But I have to check the last one because I have to check the connection. S6 के साथ which connection is there? S6 के साथ the connection is of A, guys. So I have to put A at the last, okay? So here the change is there. Now that is why the last line is important to be read. If it was not about last line, I would have done A option, right? Because if you figure it out, the other options are correct. But you have to match the lower line, the one is fixed, with the upper one also. And that only matches in the case of BDCA. That is B option is the answer, okay? So B is your right answer, guys, over. This was little tricky one. Okay, so now we have an RC, guys. I'll read it for you. You can just check it. Critical appreciation is central to literary analysis. Critical appreciation is there it's about literature, okay? Encouraging readers to explore the layers of meaning, symbolism, and themes in a text. It involves a detailed examination of elements such as structure, language, characters, and themes to understand author's intentions and messages. Okay, so it's about what is there when we read a text, and it involves a lot of detailed readings and what are the basic elements what are required for it. When you analyze a work, structures reveals how its narrative organization enhances its impact. For instance, the fragmented structure of William Faulkner's The Sound and the Fury mirrors the disjointed consciousness of its characters, offering insights into human psychology and complexity. Language analysis focuses on how diction, syntax, imagery, and integrative language convey ideas and invoke emotions. Now, when you're reading, now it is entirely about literature. It is entirely about how the critics matter and what we do when we analyze a work. Now, in language, diction is there, the meaning of the word. Syntax is the arrangement of the sentence. Imagery is there, integrative language is there, which convey the ideas. And sometimes you read it, it evoke emotions inside you also. In Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway, the stream of consciousness style immerses readers into characters' inner thoughts, proving an intimate perspective of their experiences. Character analysis is pivotal as characters embody the themes and messages of a text. By examining their motivations and relationship, readers uncover the underlying conflicts and dilemmas driving the narrative. For example, Fyodor Dostoevsky Raskolnikov is in Crime and Punishment wrestles with guilt and morality, prompting a reaction on justice and redemption. Themes and motives offers insights into the author's worldwide and social commentary. Identifying recurring themes deepens understanding of the text messages. George Orwell's 1984 critiques totalitarianism, warning against the loss of individual freedoms. In conclusion, critical appreciation demands a discerning approach enabling readers to analyze and interpret a text's complexities. By exploring its structure, language, characters, and themes, readers can appreciate the artistry and depth of author's work. Now, see, this is all a context of literature where multiple readers are mentioned, Mrs. Dalloway books are mentioned, 1984 George Orwell's book stories are mentioned, and what are the things that you need to read? You need to read the context or the RC once again for your sake because it's very deep and it requires a lot of words. In case of any word problem is there, I'll do the RCs of all these CIL in a separate video that would be very easier for you. We can go in the detail also. So in case any topic you want that I should be repeating it out, you can drop up in the comments so that I can just, you can say, have an extensive video over there. Because right now I'm just going with the, what are the most important questions, how you need to deal with that. This is an extensive reading. This is about the literature. Now, when you talk about the central theme of any passage, now guys, you need to understand that you have to highlight the first and the last line. It is process of analyzing, evaluating, interpreting literary works. True. Historical, no. Not single thing, impact of technology or not, no. And the importance of literary, no, the first one, because it's about literary works, multiple literary works, how to analyze, how to read it, how to evaluate it. So 16th answer A is the right one. Then we have what inferences can be drawn from the passage. So what are the things that you learn from the passage? Now, when you talk about the first paragraph, if you remember, it was a detailed examination of language, character, and themes, if you remember, right? So it is about the multiple things about in literary works. It's straightforward. It is never straightforward. A literature work can never be straightforward, guys. The process of critical appreciation involves analyzing various elements of literary works. True. Technology, no. That was not a main point. Critical appreciation helps readers understand. No. So the right answer is answer number B is the right one over here. Okay. Third is the most appropriate connection to real life situations based on this. So we have four options over here. Technology has replaced the need, no, I don't know why there was no much mention about the technology. Understanding literary criticism enhances communication skills and critical thinking abilities. True. Once you understand literary criticism, now read it once, guys. You're gonna understand how your communication skills, because the words like syntax was there. I don't think so. You have read those words about the morphemes, syntax, phenoms, and all these words. They're very important for you. And these are the literature-based entire RC this time, which was a very good one. But you need to understand that there is a way we depict the answers. Process of literary analysis, irrelevant. It can never be a negative one, guys. And historical context has no impact, not a negative answer. So it's a connection and the answer is your B1. Next we have is, the question is 19th. Okay. Which of the following statement represents a fact given in the passage? So which is a fact? Historical context has little relevance in analysis of this literary work. The central theme of passage is impact of technology and modern literature. The process of critical appreciation involves examining the structure, language, character. Oh, that's great. Lots of things mentioned. Is primarily concerned with personal opinions? No. It's only the answer is D option, because when you have any of the answer, any of the option which comprises of lots of information, the right answer is answer number C over here. Then we have, now see, 5 questions straight from the comprehension itself. So what is the structure of the passage? Now structure, if you deal with the structure of the passage, explanation, it had its introduction comparison of literary honors. No, literary honors was not there. It was about historical narrative of literary movements. No literary movement was mentioned, guys. There was no movement which was mentioned. Description of benefits, no. Expression of critical appreciation, yes, this was being mentioned. Examples of application, conclusion, the syntax, all these things were mentioned. So answer A is the right one. Now this is the way, now see, this is fill in the blanks only in the terms of closed test, which was little new this time. That is, a fill in the blank statement is there, but you have to understand the context. Okay, I read it for you and you just have to accept what can be the probable answer we'll go with. The very first is assimilating artificial intelligence, okay, combining into variety of sectors has become increasingly dash in swiftly evolving technological landscape of today. Now, this is the first one. Blank number 1. Now, they have given in a very opposite way. Blank number 4, blank number 1 is right now. We have the option, okay. So, let's read it together. So, can it be prevalent, obsolete, outdated, ineffective, or redundant? Okay. So, I think the very first is that artificial intelligence variety has become increasingly dash. Increasingly, it has become what? It could be, I think, obsolete cannot be there. It has become prevalent everywhere, widespread everywhere. Otherwise, all the negative ones are there. So, first answer is prevalent. Okay. So, we'll fill it like this only. AI innovations in healthcare improves diagnostics, streamline administrations, and personalized patient care through advanced technologies. Okay, now how it helps. Nevertheless, integration of AI in healthcare represents ethical and practical concerns such as potential for bias in AI algorithms, which can result in, now the second blank, which can result in, okay. Now the integration of AI in healthcare, such as this and this, which can, what it can result in, guys? It can result in equity, equality, it can result in uniformity, it can result in improvements, or it can be, because it's a negative one, we have to choose a negative, and the negative is only in the case of disparities. कमियों की बात हो रही है, पहले positive है. Whenever there are words like while, nevertheless, you have to find the opposite of that line. So the answer is your D option is the answer, okay? So second is done. Let's go with the third one. Third one is at the start, I think. The third one was, this one is the third, okay. So despite these challenges, advantages of AI in enhancing the effectiveness of healthcare are what? They are dash. They are undeniable. They are negligible, they are questionable, they are minimal. So all three are negatives. So only word which fits is A option, guys, undeniable. अब मना नहीं कर सकते हैं because there are lots of challenges, but still AI is winning everywhere, guys. Okay. So next one is your fourth one. Fourth is this one. Okay. Policymakers, healthcare professionals, and technologists must work together to establish ethical standards and the best practice to guarantee AI responsible and dash use and haphazard use, negligent use, careless use. No, it can be only a positive word, which is just fair use can be there. So only positive word is equitably over there. And the last is balancing innovation with ethical consideration. And where was our question number 5? Okay, this is the last one. Okay. So balancing innovation with ethical considerations and dash remain essential for successful assimilation of AI into healthcare. So what can be there? Balancing innovations with ethical considerations and exclusivity. No, it cannot be there. Inclusivity. That can be there. Incuity and apathy. No. See, only one word inclusive is when all the people come together and they come up helping, right? Inclusive nature. State of inclusion is there. So the answer is B over there, right? So this is the right one. And that's all. We are done with all the 25 questions. Now I hope you understand certain things and the questions are pretty clear to you. You can pause the videos in between. You can get the answers. Any topic which you want me to explain in a further manner, just drop in the comment section. I'll do that for you. I hope you enjoyed the video and that was a wholesome video for you guys. And all the very best. And in case of any problem, just put up in the comment section. Also, one more thing, the classes are going on of the grammar and all the English. So it's very easy for you to score 25 out of 25. Start the classes right now and see you soon in the classes now. All the best, guys. Take care and have a good day. Bye-bye.